Hi there. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to enable DLSS4 for Squad. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is make sure that you are using an Nvidia graphics card, um, preferably within the last 3 series, so 3000 series onwards. I'm using a 3060 Ti, but you can use anything equal to or greater than that. So I'll put a link to this in the description. But the first thing to do is you're going to want to download the Nvidia Profile Inspector, which is essentially like a aftermarket tool for managing your Nvidia profiles. If you've ever used the Nvidia control panel, those individual game settings that you can see in there, they're all just called profiles. So when you get to this page, you'll be presented with a GitHub page. Just go to releases on the right hand side, click there, and download this file by left clicking on it and save that somewhere that you're going to remember it on your drive. Once you've got that unzipped, you should be able to find the folder, and it will have this NVIDIA Profile Inspector.exe in there. I don't think you need to run it as administrator. You can if you want to, but just double click on that. UAC will throw you a warning being like, oh, we don't recognize this thing. Just click OK. It's only because this gets recompiled relatively frequently. And Windows has like a repository of trusted software, and this hasn't quite met the criteria for the number of people to download it for it to be automatically added yet. But it's completely safe, and people use this all the time. So once you've got the NVIDIA Profile Inspector running, you'll be presented with a window like this. It looks pretty scary, but don't worry about it. We're going to filter these down a little bit. It's up to you whether or not you want to apply this to every profile. So what this will do is it will override DLSS in every application that you're using it to use DLSS4, or you can use this drop down and say type squad, and you'll get squad here, and you can just set it for that. I personally have just set it for everything because if you're going to use DLSS in any software, you may as well use the latest version. So just click in this area anywhere and press Control F, and you'll get this search setting come up. Put DLSS in there. You can see that I've already changed my settings, so you can actually just copy my settings as they're written here, and then just click the drop down on each one, and yours will have off, but just put on DLSS overwritten by latest available. And then for the forced preset letter, you're going to want to have always use latest. This forced quality level should be set to DLAA. However, in Squad, this doesn't appear to work. You will have to set DLAA in the menu to use it manually. So ensure that you do that for frame generation, and I can't remember what RR stands for, but you need to set that for this as well. So overrides and forced preset letters on each, all the same. So overwritten by latest available, always use latest, and then set this one to DLAA. But we'll set that up in Squad in a second. So last but not least, we need to enable DLAA in our settings, and also probably DLSS if we're not already using it. Just go to settings here, graphics, and then scroll down to the super sampling area. You'll notice that it does say NVIDIA DLSS3. That's purely because OWI haven't yet put an option in this drop down menu for DLSS4, but we're actually overriding it in external software, so we don't need to worry about that. So just ensure this says DLSS3. DLSS mode should be DLAA, the best FPS. Best balance of FPS and clarity. And one thing that's kind of a contentious issue with DLSS that I've seen has been generally improved with the move from 3 to 4 is the clarity when scoping, because Squad uses picture in picture for scopes for realism, which means that when you try to super sample something that's got magnification on it, you can end up with an extreme amount of blurriness. But that seems to have been dramatically improved in 4. But your mileage may vary on that one because some people use really high resolution monitors, and the super scaling does a lot more work in that regard. So this might not necessarily work for you. Um, Image clarity is entirely up to you, but if you find that your scopes are too blurry, you can use this slider here to increase the resolution scale of the scope. So what this will mean is that when you're actually doing the zoom, you're not upscaling, for instance, 720p up to like 4K. You're actually upscaling 1080p to 4K, which will hopefully give you a bit more clarity. But yeah, that is quite literally it. It's a relatively simple process, and there's a good chance that in the near future OWI might actually end up putting DLSS4 in there. However, they are in the middle of moving the entire game from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, so they might not end up doing that at all, because they know that UE5 is likely just to support DLSS4 straight out the box. Yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck.